Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw some genocides happening. Oh, some more genocides happening in the Green Team. We saw the peace treaty for the Great Atlantic War. Saw Baikal invade a couple countries over here, and some more nations switched their ideologies. That was pretty much it that happened last episode. So if you enjoy today's episode, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started. And we will be starting off back in Baikal. In the last episode, I kinda hinted at something. Baikal wants some sea access. So what are they gonna do? Well, they really want access to the Indian Ocean right now. That's their main goal. So, I think you guys already know who they're gonna invade, which is going to be China. Come on. Y'all expected that, right? So Baikal will invade China. China is like extremely weak right now. I also hinted at like Baikal invading China too last episode, so but of course Baikal's not gonna be the only one invading China. No. You see this really light colored country here invades them as well. They take the capital and China pretty much just goes into an all-out revolution again, but it's quickly put down by Baikal before anyone else can touch this area. Alright, so let's take a look at the peace treaty, though. Alright, so here we have our peace treaty. We'll start off with Baikal. They get all of this. Cyan-ish country over here. They get all of this. Isn't that strange? Alright. South China will be getting this, despite not being involved in the war. These guys, let's get this. This little bit up here. Um, Central China and South China also wasn't involved in the war, still got quite a bit of land. Korea as well. What had happened was these five countries had decided to, um, like, pretty much partition the country, and they also gave them a new government. Um, However, if we look at what that government was, instead of being a complete anarchist nation, we now see China has reverted back to being democratic. If I could get this right. And also erase these two here. Uh, and that one there. Alright. So we now have a once again democratic China. They're a they, they're uh they're a flawed democracy, but still, it's probably better than being in complete anarchy. Alright, and I already put their capital there. So now let's move on to our next event, which is still in this region. So, what I said about Bangladesh. Well, they are getting invaded by a country around them. However, that country is Sumatra, who is still, the leader is still not happy that, Caribbean is this close to taking the #1 spot. And now Caribbean even has colonies, just like them. So they're here to make another colony. And pretty quickly, after they land here, they get instant backlash from India because, I mean, or one of India's capitals is right here. Yes, one of. But Sumatra is the strongest country in the world, so they're able to take over capital of Bangladesh pretty quickly. But now we do see Baikal does join the war. However, they're too late to get access to the ocean. Well, maybe. They they move in. They're moving quickly to take over this little bit here, so they do kind of have a port here, but they're still pretty. They were still pretty slow in this. But now, speaking of India, uh, right as almost all of this land is about to fall over to Baikal and Sumatra, India will decide to take some land for themselves, and they move in and take all of this over. So now let's take a look at what the peace treaty will look like. Alright, so here we have what the peace treaty looks like. It's a very small one for the very small war. India will be taking that. Sumatra will take over pretty much all of the coastline. I accidentally perfectly did that. So, or perfectly did that in line with the, whatchamacallit, definitely accidentally did it. Um, yeah, so, no, not even new provinces were created or anything. Alright, so now, um, you see Baikal is very happy. What wouldn't they be? They just got a lot of land they've really been trying to get to. They still kind of wanted all of this, but you get what you get and you don't prove it. But actually, we're gonna take a quick stop back on this province layer as a small little land trade is made. Baikal's, like I said, not happy. So, they will buy this province from Myanmar for a very cheap price because, well, they kind of demand it from Myanmar. So, Myanmar's not very happy about that at all. Alright, let's see. Okay, so now we come out here. And you already know what's gonna go on. This, I don't know I don't know what color the country is, but, well, we got another country doing genocides now. Not fun. Really not fun. But, they begin doing genocides, and actually they do it under the blue religion, because, I don't know why. But, yeah, they start genociding their people that don't follow the blue religion, focus on the capital, and expand it outwards from there. Move up here, take over some of this land. Or, not take over, but, like, get some of this land. And they're forcing these yellow team people out. But even their own allies disagree with it because, this is their main religion. They do it down here. They do it to the red religion. They're kind of just doing it all over. Even countries that follow the blue religion, like these couple countries up here, don't like it because I mean it's genocide. But so this country is getting heavily spoke out against. But that doesn't deter another country from also doing this. Libya. And Libya has a lot more room. And but they also do it under the blue religion. 'Cause that's where their leader's from. And he's well, these countries are all looking for power, and it's a lot easier to assert power over people you can more easily control. And it's easier to control people under the same religion as you. They also do it in this religion. However, Libya's methods, while more extreme, are seeming to be a bit more effective too. And but more effective is very much more effective. And you used to kind of see where the like colonial borders were at, and so like down here you can see where the colonial borders were. You could see it up here. Well, now you can't. But you also do it up here a bit, and especially countries like Italy and Iberians are speaking out against this because this is their religion. Even countries over here, like West Mexico, speak out against it. Again, it is their religion. Uh, Actually, that's not it, though. There are other people who do this. So we see we see the green team continuing up their antics in the same circumstances. They do it a lot down here. They find they like genocide the whole colony, make it force everyone under the red religion. Same thing up here, kind of, except now they're doing it to the island survivors. And these people are actually trying to fight back, which just makes them do it even more. They even go as far as to doing it like outside of their some of their borders, very lightly, but they do it outside of their borders. Yeah. So not fun stuff going on here. And why would it end? Why would that be ending? There's always going to be one more country that'll be doing this. Baikal. And now Baikal's got even more land they're doing it on. So a lot of these like fascist countries. Um, so a lot of these fascist countries are doing genocides. Oh, that's from way back in episode 19. Jeez. Well, actually, it probably isn't from 19, but still. So Baikal's leader has the most effective methods of doing this, if you will. He especially focuses down in this new coastline region, and Myanmar even is not too happy about this because once again, just like all of the others, this is their people, and also Myanmar just sold this land to them. But yeah, nobody very few people are happy about this, but the fascist countries are too strong to be like globally Polish. Wow, this country the same color. It's the religion. All right, hold up. Okay, let's make sure they weren't the same color. All right, now we move on to next one, which kind of relates to what happened over here with the genocide ish, but also with the war. The countries involved in this war, especially Baikal, are getting a lot of backlash from the war here. Even India, I think I talked about that a little bit, but yeah. But it goes out to the point where a couple more countries are gonna join the Trapezoid Alliance for their protection. First country that does it is Myanmar. China also joins this, as does Vietnam and Central China. So it just got a whole lot bigger. Alright, but that will do it for today's episode of What If Civilization Started Over. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.